Hey everyone, hey, it's Jack down here at the Boulder Hole. We are live streaming. At least I hope we are. That would be so. We have started our live streaming. We're kicking off the first game today. They're getting set up. You can see them on the small camera to the small little videos to the left, and they will pop up and kind of take over shortly. We're pretty excited to get this going and to be live streaming regularly. This is day 2, and it's day 2 of what is bound to be many, many, many days of streaming. Today's mission, we have Dan, Jared, and Les, and they are playing. We have Dan has Knights, and Les has Custodes, and Jared has evil, filthy, vile Tau. And they're playing a mission, an Eternal War mission from the new chapter approved. We've sold out of them actually today, but we'll get more in next Friday. The mission that they're playing is called Eternal War Vital Intelligence. Effectively, there's a center objective and an objective on each, towards each corner, and as you can see, the red dots, and you basically roll a die each turn, and that's the primary, and that's the primary objective for that turn, and you get more points for being on it. So, anyway, lots of fun. So you can see as they're getting set up. But what's going on here at the Boulder Hole tonight, in addition to the gaming, we have people playing Magic. A bunch of people have hit up different food spots around. So we're in the Rock and Coal Plaza. So we have Rock and Coal. People are eating. It's great food. We had some people go to Max City down in Franklin. We had some people go to the Hunan Kitchen in this plaza. A lot of great food coming in. It smells delicious out there. We have a few games happening. We have 3 games of 40k. One of them we're going to be streaming. We have let me think. Gee whiz. We have Magic. We have a few people just here painting. We have people just shopping. It's a great place. You just come down and hang out. We love seeing people in our shop. We love hanging out with people. We like talking to people. It's pretty exciting. If you're, if you have nothing to do, if you have lots of stuff to do, just come down. Like stop in, hang out. Just be a part. We would love to have you. So, I am going to shift us over to a few things. Well, before I do that, let's talk a little bit about what's going on. So we have chapter approved. We have Vigilis. And this is why it's really important that if you're planning to pick something up from us, it's really important that you let us know, because people have already reserved all the copies I had of chapter approved. I can definitely get more next week, but they're already reserved away. I added 3 additional copies to the reserve list based on just the guesswork that people might want it. But 4 people reserved it. I set 3 more aside. They're all people have already come in to have me hold them all. So it's important that if you're interested in an item, especially a new release, you give me a heads up that you're interested, so I can put one aside for you. Otherwise, I don't want to. It's hard as a retailer to order like 10 of something that's new when you've only had 4 people show interest. So just if you don't mind, if you think you're going to need something, especially something like a chapter approved, make sure you give me a heads up so I can ensure you can get it. Otherwise, I'll run out. So, but I can always get it next week. So if you're not playing any 40k next week, hey, that's fine. Next Friday, I'll have it in stock. Anyway, we have a bunch of people here. I'm going to shift you over as we watch some deployment happening. What else is happening? I didn't get my Games Workshop order in yet. There seems to be some shipping issues, but I imagine Calgar and Harkin and all of those models will be in the next few days. So I will let you know as soon as I get any information about that. I'll post that directly up. Now, let's take a look at some of the other. So we're going to get you an overhead shot of the table as it gets set up. And here we go. And I'm gonna. So we're gonna see. So you can. Here we go. So you can take a quick look at the objectives. So you see the objectives 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right there in the center. You have some dirty, filthy Xenos Tau setting up on the edges. You can see the knights. So this is a really interesting battle because you literally are having a horde of Tau, and you have less than 20 models on the other side with the knights and the Custodes. So we'll see if Tau's super guns can outshine the Imperial, if they can outshine the Imperial forces, the super elite of the Imperial forces. Anyway, so I'm going to go interact. You can watch as they get set up, and I'll be right back to continue to have some add some commentary. All right. Everything okay over here?
His shot is just like this, and it goes straight across the board. Like that. Really?
Yeah. That's my favorite.
I saw you playing 40k stuff.
9,000 Suns. The day I wanted to play.
So you just have 2 units of those? These two are technically 7 units.
Come on down to this table with the gigantic. I've got a giant mat.
Extra spicy. We got 5 euros, so I can sit here at the table. Where did you get this?
I actually got that from a store in Connecticut. You guys didn't want it. I don't know if it's even magic themed.
It's stained.
Is it stained?
Hey, where are those bolter coasters?
You want a bolter roll coaster?
Coaster.
Oh,
Yeah. That would be perfect for this situation.
Yeah, right.
Alright.
So I not recently. I have a play mat
Ready?
for like my keyboard and mouse at home.
Good luck. So,
Thank
we
you.
have
Two
to
for
roll
entry
to see which
or
one
two for
we
kill?
can
Kill.
2 for kill.
Let's do it.
I'm neutral now.
neutral.
Say good for entry.
Two for entry.
No, that's 2 for kill.
All right.
Because otherwise it would be a complete standoff.
All right.
Okay.
Sounds like we got our sales standoff.
So I have a reach for like my mouse, my mouse.
You laughed there for you can't see your
Tired.
I know.
I
That's how it
have a
works.
hole in my wrist from this material.
You have a hole in your wrist?
Kind of, not really, but it's like I wore like the top 3 layers of skin off of my wrist because of this material on my mouse.
Life's just real rough getting used.
I know.
I had one with the gel thing for the wrist, and
Yeah.
so it kept leaking out all my wrist. I'm like,
I had the stick for a while, it was super fun, and then I'm stupid, so I took it apart, so I pulled it again. Did you put those cards?
I had one of those decks too.
You're not gonna run the other one?
I'm playing.
this is not going to go well, but I'm running Parador Player Travel.
I love you.
What? Anyone want a vision of
Parador Player Travel.
Is that still a rare set?
No.
It's like less than $2.
Let's go.
Oh my god. This is gonna get crazy, y'all.
What do you guys got after the bars?
Y'all ready for this?
I think it's gonna have this actually.
One day, if we plan it in advance, we can get your magic on the stream.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But here's an important thing. You have to have
Twitch.tv/beehole, right?
all painted cards. We don't show non-painted cards on the live stream.
I have some painted cards.
What constitutes a painted card?
That's just what we do with them.
Okay, because I was gonna say if I just take a dab of paint, just put it in the corner. That counts, right?
So there are the people that put the artwork
Alter
over the
foil.
top,
Yeah,
which is
yeah. Who alter the cards? Yeah.
Also, there's actually a couple of them in this deck.
Ooh.
No understand why. Very good.
Yeah, somebody had a elf.
All right, so I just came back. There's a bunch of stuff happening out there in the world of the bolter hole. A lot of customers, people coming in, so I had to just take care of a few things. But you can see that the knights and custodes have wasted no time in rushing forward, and I'm expecting some really aggressive moves to try to take down the Tau guns, because there are several broadsides in there, a bunch of suits, and somewhere like 48 Tau fire warriors. So I'm expecting the knights to get in there quick, do as much damage as they can early.
No, I mean, he pricked out like someone else's free and then put him in the place. So he pricked out.
So
If you ask for like 5 or more to take the time, they would keep a card.
That's pretty good.
Right, but like they were I'm not gonna say like she was ever, but like they were good. Like I paid that.
yeah, so don't hesitate to post up any questions or anything that you have going on. If you have some questions, whatever you're going on, I'm happy to answer questions while I'm here in the booth.
Get people to ask you to do stuff.
Pretty exciting time. We just got a magic pod going off, so that's some fun stuff. We have just selling some board games out there. Pretty exciting times.
Yes.
So people,
Now,
so they're basically girls.
I'm pretty excited. Now, what's coming? What's coming for 40k? What's coming for fantasy? So while we're watching as this go, what's upcoming? So after the holidays, we're expecting Gene Stealer cults for Warhammer 40,000 to be coming pretty soon. Additionally, for Age of Sigmar, we're expecting the
There was a
Moon Clan Grots.
there was a case of like Australian
And
kid donated $50,000.
if you
And then he she went ham. She
and
spent
if
all that
you
money. And then he,
are
undid the transaction.
playing Warhammer Underworlds, Night Vault, or
He
Shadespire,
was like, "Oh, I did it because of." She's like, "Dude, you ruined my life."
then you were expecting a couple. We're expecting the Rock.
So
We're expecting the Rock, the Cave Troll, and the
he tried to be a troll. And just like,
Dark Oath
dude,
team warbands to be coming. So that's important. What else is happening? We've seen a lot of Kill Team. We've seen Blackstone Fortress. We've seen Rogue Trader. So we don't really know what other exciting things are coming. We do know that all of the Games Workshop staff was out of the building today at some sort of conference, at some sort of training. And I know this because I was trying to call about my Games Workshop order today because it didn't arrive. So I know that there's something happening. So something big is coming. Could it just be the Moon Clan? Could it just be Gene Stealer Cult? Certainly. Or let's do some crazy speculation.
Do it.
Perhaps it is the next phase in the Primaris. We know that characters can now be moved from the old line, the small marine line, to the
I'm playing for
Primaris line with Calgar. So now the question is what's next? Who's next? Are we getting Blood Angels? Are we going to get specific characters? Or I mean, we are getting next week Wrath and Rapture box, the box set for Wrath and Rapture. So does that mean we're going to see Fulgrim? Does that mean we're going to see Angron as Demon Primarchs for 40k? It would be amazing if instead of doing a good guy Primarch for 40k, if we saw 2 demon Primarchs to fight each other. I think that would be outstanding. But all speculation, lots of speculation. So let's take a look. There's some Tau models have left the field, and
Question mark, win.
looks like it looks as if the Custodes are currently holding objective 2 and 3. The Knights are holding objective 5. Nobody's on objective 1. And the tower totally castled around objective 4. Now, how many Tau are going to survive the initial onslaught from the Custodes and the the Knights? You know, it's going to be one of those battles where you really just don't know. So, Brian, if you know Brian, you know he'd be super upset at Dan rolling directly on the table. I think it's hilarious. Very, very, very funny. Doesn't really damage the table. But there are other tables where, you know, the dice might have a bigger impact.
I mean,
Ready?
Yeah.
But let's, I'm going to bounce out again for just a quick minute as you continue to watch this live. Just check on the customers, see how everyone's doing. So this is just one of our tables. This is like a foresty ruin rubble table. Every week we'll probably cycle through and show a different table on the live stream. So pretty exciting. I'll be right back.
You did, and so we got 2 different teams in the same deck table.
You don't do it to the top, but you do it to the Shadowborn Apostle.
there's one who left on launch strike, which I failed to knock off.
It's like a tapper right out there.
No, I'm still shooting. Yeah.
Play Savannah. And an Arbor.
Or try to short off.
I'm gonna play Consume Quarter. I'm gonna play Lockstack, discarding Savannah. I'm gonna play 2 Shadowborn Apostles.
What?
You people are bad. Martial arts. I'm not having trouble with plays, so I'm gonna pass.
Get on that boat.
Fine, Joe.
Mind Blade.
Is that the drain one or the draw one?
It draws.
Right, so anytime any one of them is dealt by where you draw a card, lose life?
No, so whenever an opponent does combat damage to any player by a warrior, I draw a card. It's kind of the same.
Yeah, so yeah, similar, but yeah, technically different in terms of how it works.
Yeah.
You sure you still want something to play with farms?
Sacrifice 6 creatures for Shadowborn Apostle, put a demon into play.
Finger fatty takes damage.
Oh, we get first strike.
I have no responses to Jill.
He's got an agility.
Question is, how often are you going to give other Najila tokens?
Every turn.
Oh, I didn't think about this one.
Let's go, Joe.
Shadowborn Apostle? Okay.
Shadowborn play.
Eat it.
Pass turn.
PvP pass. playing Aphrios decks or something. I feel like Aphrios is like the perfect one for Fossil.
Yes and no.
Just
It's
bomb your
it's
opponents.
it's definitely really good, and that's typically like I'm playing some Imperial as well. I'll be playing a lot of the same cards every knows, but green and white added surprising. Green to add to the white added surprisingly impossible to deck.
Well, at least one shot might be down brackets.
Wait. Does he get a token? He's attacking with a warrior. Doesn't he get a token?
Not right now. No.
Okay.
I just want to draw.
If it hits you, we
Your
lose.
opponents are dealt combat damage.
The only thing you really extra besides the knights is like someone paying.
Oh my God! So yeah. So when he hits, people, you'll also draw a card and lose a life.
Walk with a 0-2? I thought this was a joke.
No, he was hoping you wouldn't block due to combat tricks, and then he dropped.
Also, when I attack my warriors, he draws a card.
That's what I mean. If you hit us three with warriors, he'll draw a card because one of his opponents who's dealt damage with the warrior.
Oh boy.
Yeah, no, I actually really like the playing turns because of how he's supposed to.
Right.
It's like I like water.
Wow. Okay. So
People already asked me which way it was.
Yeah.
Like I would say just do a battalion one, right?
One battalion damage?
Because that'll force more choices out of the same.
Either way, you're getting 40,000 fire warriors.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, if you do multiple battalions, then someone's easily just gonna bring 15 command points easily of guard.
Right. Yeah. I think one battalion's cool.
And it's 1750 still, even 2,000 points is viable just for command, like a battalion turn, because you have so many choices to put in.
I'm a little bit afraid of what orcs could do if somebody had a list together of orcs.
I played against a 1,500 point horse in a battalion.
Yeah.
A fun premise. But aggressors, so
Well, yeah, I'm.
They're made to kill orcs.
maybe kill.
Fire orcs to kill.
I'll allow it.
Go.
There's so many shots. You shoot them twice. The thing is, with orcs, they charge you turn one, the aggressors are right there and they double.
It specifies that your opponent can handle damage.
That's why I attacked you. To get around
You just
that.
like run so many.
Maybe it's two.
I don't think they hit as hard in close combat as you think they do.
Orcs.
Yeah.
They just have a lot of cats.
Well, it's like.
But if they, once you start knocking them below 20.
Okay, I'm not happy about it, but you have the category. I wonder what that's gonna go get if it does.
Don't know yet. I have options. Not omniscience.
Depending on what it wants, you may also be outward and it's not out. So, like, actually, I'm just
Somebody's eventually gonna do the same thing.
Ha!
They choose
It's going to happen.
Well, it's not a games workshop.
I'm gonna eat this possible.
Does it naturally happen?
Yeah. I mean, I have a ton of bases that I'm planning on, I have a ton of work to do, so.
Mr. Brown.
Oh, wow, I can't see those guys.
Yep.
Good thing they're creatures.
Alright.
Oh, here we go. How's it going? So I just came back. I just do a quick walkthrough of the store. Everything is looking pretty good. Pretty busy night tonight. So we have I was wrong earlier when I talked about the shooting because the knights didn't kill a Tau. They killed a whole bunch of drones though, and almost took out Long Strike because the Tau player has Long Strike, the super duper, super amazing shooting tank. Now, so the Long Strike's down to 1 wound. I imagine that's going to be the focus of the Knight player. There he is, popping right up in there, Long Strike. I imagine that's going to be the focus of their fire at the beginning of the next round. But since they ate up a whole bunch of Tau drones, I imagine a squad of Fire Warriors is going to disappear next turn as well. The Tau player, Jared, is screening screening his units pretty well. You can see how he put the Pathfinders in front of the Fire Warriors, so it creates some choices for the Knight and Custodes player. So things are moving pretty rapidly. So I was talking with some folks out there quickly about January. January 26th, we're doing a tournament. We're our first ever tournament here at the Bolter Hole. We'll have 6 tables, 12 people, 1,750 points, 1 codex, and we're just going to do 1 battalion. It's a 1 battalion tournament. So it's going to be fun. It's a fun adventure, you know. As we figure all of this out, I am not. I haven't run a tournament in a long time, so it'll be fun. You know, you pay $10 to come in. All of that money goes to prize support, all of it. So, you know, you pay $10, you're gonna get some fun stuff. So it'll be exciting, pretty fun. Now, what else is happening? We have. Let's see here. The Tau players moving up. I think they're just still in the movement phase. But it looks pretty, you know, the Tau clearly have objective 4. The Imperium clearly holds 2, objective 2. I'm guessing that they're close enough to 5 and 3 that they hold it. But we'll see. We shall see. Let's go see if we can bounce out and get some scores, so we can update the score. We can update the scores. So here we go. So, do you have any points yet?
Assuming they attack, maybe he won't attack.
No, because it doesn't happen until the end of the battle round.
It doesn't happen.
Oh, we have 1 because we got first strike. Because we killed him.
So 6, 10 cover action.
Yeah, but I can wait till the next 2 days.
Do you want to just as you accumulate points, just
All right. So the Imperium has 1 point. So this is important. Very important.
Oh, right, because the forward coming after. Yeah. They came in after those.
So it's let's get this. So they have 1 victory point, and the Tau, the sad Tau, still have no points. But it's only turn 1, so let's pop this up. Boom.
And another 2. All right. Good job, Scott. Do the
So here come the Tau. Hear lots of dice rolling out there, jumping around. All is well for the Imperium. They're weathering the. So at the end of each battle round, they are going to be rolling to see which objective is more important. So 5 objectives. Let's read some of this. So the deployment first turn, acceptable casualties. So sudden death rule is not in effect for this mission. Victory conditions at the end of the game. Person with the most victory points, but the objective is capture the data. So if you at the start of each battleground, player who had the first turn rolls a d6, and no rerolls on this roll. On a 6, all objective markers are active. On any other result, the objective marker with a corresponding number is rolled is active for the battleground. At the end of the battleground, each player scores victory points equal to the number of objective markers they control. Each objective marker is worth 1. Active are worth 2. So if you control an active objective marker, if you have more models within 3 than your opponent. There's Slay the Warlord, there's First Strike, there's Line Breaker. So here is where the Imperial forces have some major disadvantage. It's just models. So if the Tau player can just get close and stay on these objectives, it forces the Imperial player to kind of wipe them out in order to take them off the objectives. Because the Imperial player literally has a fraction of the numbers that the Tau player has. So the Tau army has almost 50 models just in basic troops. Altogether, the Imperial army is less than 20 models. So, looking at that and keeping that in mind,
There's 2, 3.
the Tau have the advantage of the numbers in this situation. But because the Imperial forces are so high point, so they're so few, they actually have a lot of firepower. So keep that in mind. So that it could go. This could really go
That's all you got. But how many
anyway.
That was my only other 2 drops in my head. It's just like, that's not happening.
You're right. It doesn't do anything right now. It's fine.
You actually paid for the war?
Yeah. Yep, I used the consumer core.
So here we go. What else is happening today? Well, you can see that we have some cool graphics that we've been working on. I have a couple other graphics. I'm still working on integrating all of the graphics and creating an overlay. And when I say I mean I'm getting a lot of help from the people around me. But I love the cool little bolter hole logo. This is actually my wife made, so pretty amazing. She sent it to me. I've put it in there. And then there are some other graphics over on. There's some other graphics going in other screens that I transition in and out of. Pretty exciting, truthfully. I'm super excited about the streaming. I think this really brings a way for people to interact in the community and see how games are played. So as you can see, these models are pretty beautiful. So if you're a brand new player,
Part of the reason why I'm all the way back.
really just brand new into the tabletop wargaming hobby,
Okay.
well,
Not great, but the
come down, watch some of these games, go on YouTube where this video will be under the bolter hole, watch some of the videos, send some messages, ask some questions. We're super excited to be streaming and getting all this product out to you to show you how this all works. People love to have terrain and build battlefields in their house, but it can be costly. So we have a battlefield for you. We have plenty of battlefields for you, ranging from cities to the fabulous terrain you're looking at right now, the forest. We have some fantasy tables, we have industrial tables. I have this really amazing orc table that I've been carrying around forever. So keep that in mind. It's a beautiful, cool models, and if you want to learn to play, it's nothing better than coming down and learning how to play on a great table. So come on down. So come on down.
No blocks. Take 18.
Yeah, priority.
I'll say yeah. I'll I'm responding to him activating.
Alright.
I'm gonna source the deal.
And her ability to stack up already?
Yeah, it was on the stack.
So wait, and a couple as I get going, I'm a sentimental type. You'll find as you if you come down and hang out and get to know me at all, you realize that I'm just kind of a big sentimental lug, and I can't. None of this would be possible really without a lot of help from a lot of people. So Brian. Dylan, my wife Shayna, all of these people have had an impact on how this game store got started. Patrick, all of these people have had a huge impact on getting a game started, getting the streaming up, getting terrain together. Rob has brought in so much terrain to give to the store for us to use and borrow. I can't thank you enough for stuff like that. It's pretty amazing stuff. So let's see. I mean, I'm looking. It looks like there's some wound counters getting accumulated on the back of that knight. So.
Yes. I had a fair.
You know if the main character is the same person?
It is.
Yes. Okay.
Freddie has that. His name is also in that Bates Hotel. It's like the precursor to Psycho.
All right, and as you bear with me as I try to talk and try to adjust settings in the background.
Alright, so, and we have, what do you get?
I was really happy.
Oh, you going from this, so we got 1, 2,
Right.
3, 4.
I'm gonna cast Enlighten too. Yeah, that's that.
I was thinking it was 6 like less.
All right, let's do another. I'm going to transition us into another segment where we can see a few different shots of the battlefield. So here we are. And now you can see me in my stripy blue and gray shirt.
We're at 5 for Imperium, 2 for Tau at the end of the first round.
Oh, did you? What number did you roll for the?
We rolled the 6, so they all got the double.
Oh, okay. They all got the double on the 6. Okay, so as the turn comes to an end, this is exciting. The Imperial player ends with 5. So they rolled a 6 for their.
I would love.
They rolled a 6, which means every objective they hold counts as 2. So they must not be close enough to that 5. So they get 2 objectives, and then the Tau, have 2 victory points. All right, and there we go. Very exciting. So looks like the Imperial. They have to take an early lead because if they aren't able to take care of the numbers of, if they aren't able to take care of or manage the numbers of the Tau, they're going to be in pretty big trouble. Now it'll be interesting to see if what Dan does here with that knight. Does he charge it in to try to cut some things down in combat and risk the super duper risk the super duper firepower of the Tau up close and their Overwatch capabilities, which are pretty intense? Or do we worry about that or not? I mean, that's very interesting. So you can see that one knight has moved around to flank from one side and the other. These are the so you have some armigers. The Warglaves are the armigers that have high. They have meltas as a weapon, and the Helverin have the two long cannons. So they're flanking around. It looks like the Custodes are going right into it as well. So. All right, seems like we have a couple other people joining us in here. And, glad we have some folks coming in. But and I can't tell you enough how fabulous it is to see this all coming to fruition. We have a great game happening right here in front of us. We have a bunch of games happening throughout the store. We have people coming in to buy games. We have people doing playing some Magic. This is just more than anyone could have hoped for when we started this journey so long ago. And when I say long ago, I mean we really started this journey in October. It has been a pretty fast and fabulous ride. So, and I can't really say enough. I mean, there's so much support as we got going. So, we did the Bolter Con back in the beginning of November, which was pretty fabulous, and we did and we keep pushing other things. So there are a bunch of things that are coming up that I want you to keep in mind. Next week on Wednesday, and every Wednesday from now until, whenever, we're doing hobby. We're just opening the doors for hobby night. So come in, learn a new way to paint, ask questions. I'm not the greatest painter. I do have a lot of tips and tricks up my sleeve. I have we can help you put things together. I can you can use my paint, you can use my glue. It's not even mine anymore. It's all the stores. And Brian actually brought in a pile of old paint that's still in really great shape for us to use. Now, that said, all of that is yours. All of that effectively is yours to use on Wednesday nights from 5 to 8. But you can come in a little before that. Come in at 4, that's fine. Come in at 3, that's fine. Our doors are open, and we want you here. Also, this Wednesday we're gonna start our board game nights. We have a game coming that Paul is going to be sharing with us.
Did you have a thing to kill your own Rector though? How were you going to kill Rector? Because Rector needs to go get you Outrun or Omniscience.
And
so did you have to kill it?
On December 16th, just a few days from now, we have a Keyforge demo. We also, on Sunday, have Necromunda. So if you haven't played Necromunda, right? So on Wednesday as well, next Wednesday, the game is called Pitch Storm, where it's one of those. You are effectively trying to, I believe, pitch an idea, and I think you're trying to get people to kind of guess ideas in a very. I don't. I'm trying to think of the old board game, but you can't. You don't want to give away too much. But so Paul and Olivia are going to be pushing that. They'll be here. They have some extra copies. They've been playing it at home to get ready. We are hoping to have someone come in soon to give a demo for Dungeons and Dragons.
Not a miracle worker.
If you want to come in with your game group and play Dungeons and Dragons, you can just do that. You don't have to You don't have to wait for any particular night. We have plenty of tables where you can come in and settle down with your group and play some Dungeons and Dragons. Nobody would be more excited about that than I am. We're open until 8 most nights. If you're here a little later than that, that's okay. If you need to finish up,
That's all I got.
but if you come in and you have a game group, come on in.
Fast on it.
And
Right.
so that's important. So
I'm pretty sure I'm turned.
you can do that. Come on in. You can come in and play any board games too. We have plenty of space for that. So as you can play on Wednesdays or Thursdays. I mean, you can play some 40k. Come on in. Come on in at 3, 4, 5. So long as we'll stay a little bit late, but don't keep us all night long. And I say that to say this: like, if you want to play or organize any sort of specific event that you think might take you after hours, and you let us know in advance, I'm totally willing to stay if you give me enough heads up that I can get organized so that you can play. So if you and a couple friends wanted to come by, but you knew it wouldn't happen until late on a Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday or something, just give me a heads up and I can take care of. I can stay with you for that duration. I'm willing to do that. Fridays are typically our late night. We're open till 11. So, but there are other nights that we can work our schedule if needed. So, anyway, let's take a look. The long strike seems to still be there, which to me is a little worrying for the Imperial players. So, I'm gonna bump out and just take a look at what's going on. See what's happening with the scores. See Les doing some measuring over there. What's happening with this Custodes. Also important to note, if you're part of the painting competition for the Blackstone Fortress, you need to get your model in here in the next couple days so that we can start doing some. I'm going to be posting pictures for voting in the next probably Monday, Tuesday. So get those models in. All right. Now, I'm going to bop out for just a hot minute. And I'm going to put the full screen on. I'm going to bop out for just a hot minute, and I'll be right back.
Blair does not say.
Anything else?
When you give them cards. Sorry.
No problem.
I'm assuming that the point is to not have cards in hand.
I just say
No.
That sounds like an old man.
I've actually never played it.
How's it going up here?
You've never fought one.
What's going on with that long strike? I noticed that I fought.
My cousin will throw punches over who knows.
No, maybe my brother too busy throwing frozen water.
This is definitely like it's gonna go away.
Yeah, we were just like literally love the things we were watching and then shock them at each other. Then
California for you.
we went there.
They'll melt and then contact.
Yeah. You're very intimidated by you right now.
Let me do something.
Why ain't that? And it turns into the guy.
So still on his end steps. Like I haven't switched out yet. Actually, yeah.
Bunch of creatures of time. I happen to be. My creature did not. I died. You're in the healer. No. They. Yeah, they said it wasn't. No.
But he's killed off his thing.
But if we can take up those fast lines.
Oh, it was his scope panel.
I do want you to
So at
reload
least
this
3
thing
triggers.
for me.
Oh,
Why is it? Wait.
I'm not gonna rewind for it.
Why do you think that you're losing?
So that I can pick something else.
Oh.
I just wanted to kill Chris because Chris was getting scared. You don't want to kill everybody else with Chris because that takes too long.
I'm pretty sure you could do it.
Right, but like, I also can't let you just have it because like I'm just like a freebie right now. I don't want to be just a free Skitterick still right now.
Can you bounce
I
it?
think all of them.
Well, yeah, I'll go like.
I think bouncing it is better than nothing.
Bouncing is pretty rad. Pretty rad. Secret tip.
You get eliminated?
Yeah. Maybe you get two back there at one point.
Distributing these. For some reason, I can't find like half of you. Like your name doesn't come up with anybody in the system, except for somebody in Florida. I'm a ghost.
Did you find me?
No, you're not in the system either.
Oh, really?
So I don't know if the people that entered you in did it incorrectly.
They probably did.
2, 4, 6, 8. You gave.
Okay, here we are, coming back. So it looks like Long Strike.
Elimination.
Excuse me. It looks like they rolled a 5. So they rolled a 5 at the beginning of the turn. So the center objective, which is the one the Armiger Helverin is sitting on top of, is totally going to fall to the Imperium or come to the Imperium. That'll give them 2 more victory points at the end of the turn, if the Tau allow that to happen.
So, yeah.
The Tau used a stratagem to target characters, so expect the Tau to be shooting a ton at characters. Now, one of the things that's really amazing, not just that they moved all the trees, but what is really amazing is that they have some beautifully painted models out there, right? And I know this is actually one of the things that I think is the toughest and the most intimidating part of this hobby is the painting. But if you prioritize it, you just make a goal of painting a couple things every day, maybe a color on a model. You will find it doesn't take as long as you would think. Now, some of these armies have been crafted over years and years and years, but other armies, they're just people just dedicate an hour a night, right? After everyone goes to bed, after the kids go to bed, instead of watching a bit of terrible TV, or while watching a bit of terrible TV, if you just set aside a little bit of time and put a little paint on, whether it's batch painting by 5 or 10 models at a time, or it's lovingly like working on an individual model. The painting happens if you just prioritize it. So I'm interested to see if Dan is able to take out that Long Strike. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to.
Parts of it. Because just parts of it looks more intimidating than it is.
Now, so we have the Tau army. This is Jared. I was actually looking at a old poster from Games Workshop from 2006 when they had. Oh, the trees came back. They had created these really awesome conversions. This is a long time ago. Games Workshop really pushed really neat, cool conversions, and because of that, they had this really great campaign called the Dark Crusade, and during this time, the owner of that Tau army that's playing right now was a part of this. So we were looking at some of these old models on this poster from 2006. It was pretty amazing stuff. Pretty amazing stuff. So, but I say that to say this: we have in the store. I have been saving posters from White Dwarves and Games Workshop for years and years and years, and it's finally getting up on a wall. It's fabulous. It's great to look at, and I'll be looking for some Magic the Gathering wall art as well, Dungeons and Dragons wall art as well, because all of that is cool. It's important. I want to include all of. I don't want to have a wall art of all Warhammer because that's kind of boring. If you have extra wall art, if you have extra posters, D&D posters, Magic posters, hey, bring them down. If you don't want them, if you're getting ready to throw them away, bring them down. I'll be happy to take them and get them framed up and put them on our walls. I'm looking on eBay to see if I can track some down, but you know, we'll see how that works. People are, you know, eBay is a fickle mistress, so.
I'm gonna guess he probably runs potentially Razaketh and Winston.
So let's see how this game is progressing. We have.
Yes. I want to see that.
So
I'd be impressed. I mean,
we have.
cool.
Long Strike appears to have been destroyed,
Okay.
No, I don't run.
which is going to be a
I only
huge
run 20,
bonus
so it doesn't
to
actually
the Imperial side.
I have other
and
rules to similar.
Yeah, you need 40 to rely
We're
on
moving
what you
forward,
do.
so let's see what we got here.
You're running 40. Do I want to have him?
Quick shout out to Mac City. Paul and Olivia headed off to Mac City today to grab some dinner and got stuck in traffic. But they did Mac City. If you're looking for chicken fingers, Mac City's chicken fingers are gigantic. I was expecting a couple small little bits. That's for, you know, you don't. I ordered 5 and it was too much. They're gigantic chicken fingers. So if you're in Franklin, Mac City does have more than just macaroni and cheese. They have delicious, gigantic chicken fingers. Okay, it's like not a finger; it's like a whole arm of chicken. It's gigantic. It's probably like 8 inches long. It's a giant thing. So, and it was really inexpensive. It was like less than $10, and it filled me up on 3, and I actually gave the rest off to somebody else. So, you know, if you're there, you know, if you are in Franklin, drop by Mac City, and if you stop by Mac City, I haven't been there in a while, but if you just walk down the block a tiny bit, there's this delicious cupcake place. They have these delicious cupcakes. I haven't been there in forever, but they're good. So check it out. Now let's see. So now that Long Strike is gone, now that Long Strike is gone, the Imperial player now probably will want to focus on the broadsides and the crisis suits.
Depending upon how deep down the rabbit hole you went.
And with Long Strike gone, the major, I mean, there's still a ton of firepower out there, but it's you know, the Imperial forces really will benefit, will find a way to benefit from the huge amount of firepower from Long Strike being gone. The 2+ to hit and wound is really amazing. So let's see what's going on. That looks like they lost a drone. Looks like they lost a drone.
If you're mentioning scroll tokens, I'm pretty sure you're running the exact same one because I am. Are you running a card in your deck that may or may not make scrolls?
I actually took that out of this one, but I have a legacy scroll.
Oh, okay. That's great.
What's up? We just got to shift everyone over to the side view here.
Again,
So,
I was a man of short,
just for
to be able to
fun.
do anything with that. And if I couldn't
Here.
do it, I was
Here comes the side view. Pretty, just beautiful. It's just beautiful to see all these models on the tabletop. I don't know that I've ever seen Fire Warriors arrayed in this way, but I think that they get bonuses for their ability to Overwatch. So if somebody charges into the front line, everyone gets to fire at them for Overwatch. So that's pretty big.
Getting my next turn.
Up to the end.
Plus,
He's a 0/1.
yeah.
Now he's a -2/1.
You could do 20.
He heals for 2.
They're 1/1s.
Yeah.
He could swing at you with those.
I somehow get the feeling that they're not going to be around for much longer.
They're not too much of a threat.
Did you die?
Oh, I did.
Yeah, he also got hit by a skillsy Mimeo.
So I just took a loud drink of water here. I am tomorrow. We'll come in tomorrow. What do we have going tomorrow? So tomorrow we have a commander tournament for foil mana vault. So if you're in the area playing some magic, come on over.
Are you gonna do anything about it?
So, I will probably do a short video tomorrow. Probably show you some of my painting. My hope is to do a little bit of painting with the with some orc buggies. I have a buggy that I would love to get painted for my Bad Moons. And I might actually go through a Bad Moon list and then do my own personal Orc Codex summary. I've been playing Orcs forever, and I'm really excited about this new Codex. So tomorrow might be a big day for me and some Orcs just for a couple hours. Also, let's take a look. It looks like Les is rolling some pretty fierce dice for his Custodes, but he's not picking up any models. So that's interesting. And let's bring us back to the booth shot, where should we show everyone?
What is the thing?
So here we go.
What is the thing?
Wow. Now we have 3 Custodes in the backfield. Now that's a line breaker if they end there. We have 3 Custodes in the center. We have 3 Custodes on the other flank, plus the bike. Plus it looks like almost all of the Imperial forces are still moving. I don't think that there have been any Imperial casualties, but the Tau have lost Longstrike and a whole host of drones. Now, losing drones is no big deal until you lose enough drones that things can start targeting you. So we'll see. Oh, it looks like some assaulting is happening. Oh snap. Salting. That could be some big.
That would be cool to actually if you pick up a white and you get a white mana every time you put down a shadow on a box.
Yeah. That is what the kids these days call evens I take it, odds I not. Evens I take it. That hit the card, that's a reroll.
He failed his charge.
Calling it ready.
One more change. I have one of them.
What does that do?
What? The sublime record.
Minus 3.
It's my first tournament, so maybe we can get happy to get playing.
I'm gonna float a Carlos now.
Damage.
Mana vault.
Oh, I forgot to do mine. Can I do mine?
Another something your
Yeah, I'm gonna. Yeah, I skipped everything.
I don't want to go full flavor. I could.
that would be hilarious though.
So I just stepped out to check. I was right. Imperials haven't lost a model. The Warglaive just charged in, and there are a couple extra charges. One of the things, sort of the gentleman's agreement of, like Dan had charged in. He was so excited about rolling dice, he forgot to roll all of his other charges, and so Jared, being a gentleman, allowed that to happen. It makes me think about just some of the just gamer etiquette. If this is a community event, it's easy playing Fortnite
That's why I'm trying to figure out.
to not have etiquette. It's easy when you're on online games, on Facebook, on Twitter, to just say whatever you want to say without fear of repercussion. But in these games, it's a community. Nothing happens independently. you're playing with real people in a real place with other real people. And I think that's one of the joys of playing these games. But you also have to remember there's a certain level of etiquette that you have to follow. There are certain gentlemen, that's not really the right word, there are certain rules of engagement, rules of conduct that are just unsaid, that you learn and you act accordingly, because it's a community game. It's a game where you and another person are engaged in a game that can be competitive, that somebody's going to win and somebody's going to lose, and winning gracefully and losing gracefully, and ensuring and playing in a way that ensures that everyone is having fun. We're not ever going to be playing super crazy tournaments at the Boulder Hole. We're going to have tournaments, and they're going to be competitive, and there are going to be prizes on the line, but we're never going to be playing a tournament that is going to have so much on the line that you need to lose your cool. Because, hey, sometimes dice can be frustrating, sometimes the rules can be confusing. There are 100 different things. But just, be cool, I think, is kind of the general rule of the game, and everyone's going to have days where they're not feeling great, or things aren't feeling cool, but that doesn't mean you don't have to be cool. So
this is not me not. So that requires one colorless to 3 plus a white and a black.
So anyway, let's take a look. It looks like, so there are some charges. There were, so we had some charges. Boom. Yeah, there's a lot going on here. So the Tau are going to take back they're going to come back and do some back to their movement and shooting phase pretty shortly. Let's see what's going on. I imagine that the Imperial player is not going to make it through turn 2 without any casualties. So currently on turn 2.
So do I think I can go for it here, or do I go this? It doesn't matter, because now I'm target, so
coming to turn 2, the Tau player really they're going to be, if everything stays as it is, the Imperial player will end with, depending on that, whether that Helverin in the back is within 3 inches of objective 2, that'd be 3 more. That brings Imperial to 8, and the Tau player will likely end with next turn with another 2. They'll stay at 2 or maybe go to 3, and that's going to be pretty tough to overcome, especially as the Tau are totally castled right in the center, and they're not really close to any objectives. The crisis suits have range for movement that they could get across the board, but I'm not sure that they're going to be able to. And it looks like Dan is making some, looks like he's taking some damage on that knight. You see him adjusting his wound counters in the back.
The issue too is I can't, if they die, they're gonna get exiled because of Yogg. That's the issue.
Okay.
That's right. That's what I'm trying. That's now what I have to figure out. I have to figure out how I'm.
So let's come back into the side view here.
Yeah, but that he's gone.
start casting rogue creatures. The chaos on the field, and you can provoke creatures.
Can't be there.
Enters, it doesn't trigger, dies, comes back.
That's true.
How much damage does this do?
There we go. There we go. I am trying to work on. I'm just playing with as this is going on. I'm playing with different ways to set this up. I actually have a fourth camera, but I'm unsure exactly what to do with it. So let's take a look. So yeah, I'm not sure I really like how that looks. So maybe I will go back.
Well, you have one.
Let's go. Let's transition. Look at that. That's just such a great view of the battlefield. You also get a really good view of the Custodes and the Knights and their paint scheme. The orange from Jared's Tau is just gorgeous and it pops really hard. It looks really amazing.
Yeah, we got so we have this white to cast the light tutor, which one's still floating.
Ooh, how's that one look? How's that? And then I'm up in the top corner. We'll see how that goes. So let's.
I forgot I had that, but I should have used the other tutor.
Alright, we're going with down there. Eight -2.
Oh, did I think I may have lost the stream. Oh, there I am. We came back. Oh, uh-oh.
You totally complain about slow play, but
Something went wrong. Check my connection. So sometimes with
I got 3 6s, so roll.
But how many decks?
sometimes
Okay. So
I'm gonna use the colorless mana and I'm gonna
Oh, there we are. We're back. Okay. This is strange. I think I dropped the contact a couple times here.
Just roll a d6. Roll.
So yeah, I was trying to type stuff in the background, and I think what I did is ended up dropping the stream because I was off on a different screen. My apologies. But it looks like we're back now. Dan's Knight just charged into that first wall of Fire Warriors. I don't know how that's going to go for him, but it's probably going to go much worse for the Fire Warriors because they're little and the Knight is big. So now, yeah, I keep dropping out. So let me. I had a couple things going in the background, so I'm just going back and forth between the stream and Facebook now. So I'm dropping everything off. So for an hour 20, I might have to drop off and come back. I might have to drop off and come back to the stream. So let's see. Let's try that. Yeah, I'm dropping on the Facebook. So I might have to stop the stream and come on back
mostly a guess on my part. You can't look at my card because my card is a foreign language. So.
I feel like it's something you think is
I just thought that the wording on Yonkville said it should be put in a graveyard or exile instead.
Start streaming, right?
Mm-hmm. And then bounce back to the Facebook.
Here.
Then click the go live.
As soon as it.
Oh.
Oh, you have some rolls.
Fetching. Okay. Then, yeah, it's always been through the connect button. So.
Go live. No, it should have a preview.
Yeah, I wonder if it's not able to process the. I wonder if it's not able to process the wireless. This, whatever this is, was green and now it's red.
I think that's your signal.
So
it could be a Wi-Fi. Well, no, let's check your Wi-Fi. Your Wi-Fi is.
The reservoir here in my hand. Usually get. Right. Right.
no, it started. I dropped. I went up to a different screen and opened some stuff in the background, so to change a couple settings. Oh, there it is. Okay, and then click go live.
It's going really choppy.
Right.
See this?
Yeah, but it looks that way, but it's not like that on the live stream.
Oh, it
Like
doesn't?
no, it's
I think we're back.
Yeah, I think we're back.
There you go. Hey.
Okay, hey.
So me and chair. Me and chair.
Nah, I'm about to leave.
So
We're playing again next Friday for round.
Next Friday.
oh, there we go.
If you want to get some wire mold for you, if you want some wire mold, if you want to
Next
tighten it up.
Friday.
All right, he'll be here.
Walking across your wires.
Oh yeah.
Sons.
People walking on the wires.
Yeah, no, I can. No, I mean I can pick up some wire mold for it. I do a lot of cabling at work. You don't feel proud and then want to use them?
Hey.
Don't.
Look
at them at all the
see.
wasted time.
We're recording too.
We are recording. I'm sorry, everyone. There we go. We keep bouncing in and out.
See you, James.
Hey, James, thank you for coming by. It's
Yeah,
good to see you.
I'll try to come by next Friday, I think.
Okay,
Cool.
What time do you guys start?
7.
Well, we start at 7,
So
but
I
we're
came on time.
yeah, we're
You
here.
were here on time.
Yeah, we're here. We're here all night. We're here. Yeah, so it's all good. So I'm here from noon on. So.
Okay, I'll try to stop
Cool.
by.
See you, dude.
So
See you. It's being really weird.
it is. We keep dropping in and out. I think that we're.
This is what it's supposed to look like.
That looks awesome.
I can tell you what it looks like on my phone.
So if you can see us or hear us.
Oh, I do run into this.
We are dropping in and out, and I think my connection, my wireless connection, I may need to get maybe a wireless booster. But here we are again.
We're good.
Yeah.
I mean, the audio's good. We're really choppy, yeah.
Are we? So I might need to get a booster of some variety. This is a trial and error. Oh, there we go again. Something went wrong.
I think
Just hit me on Facebook. There's probably one in my basement I can give you.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm an IT guy. I hoard
Yeah.
things.
Yeah. So.
Please help me downsize. You're doing me a favor.
So I don't know if you can see us or not, but
Maybe.
I have 30.
we are.
we can always put this on YouTube anyway.
Yeah, we'll
So
put it all on YouTube and
I'm still recording, so.
and we're still recording. So
We're still recording?
yeah.
We are recording.
So we're recording, we're streaming. This will all the full video will end up on Twitch and on YouTube.
Hey! That's us in the video.
That's so I'm Jack. I don't know that I actually introduced myself, but I'm Jack, Brian, and we also have John here. Who's, I don't know if you're here.
Okay, we speak the name.
Yeah.
So
Color commentators for the evening.
yeah. So John and Brian played a game. So I understand that there were
That good?
Martian laser beams.
Mistakes were made.
Mistakes were made.
Falsely identified him as enemies. It was a training exercise, actually.
The mechanics was divided by 0 and killed the Sons of Gilliman by mistake.
It was a training exercise.
Yes.
That's what we're gonna call that.
It was a police action because they all had sticks.
Yeah.
There you go.
Dude, electro priests.
Oh yeah, they're the best.
They're
I
pretty
love them.
scary.
They
I was
are.
like, oh, that's fine. They don't even look like they're wearing armor. My scouts can handle that.
No.
7 mortal wounds later on the charge. 5 feel no pain. Yeah.
One guy
OBS
lived.
to studio is disconnecting and reconnecting. So,
Let's do the- oh, it's like greenish.
okay, yeah, but this says OBS. Okay, reconnected. All right, so we're having a few technical issues. So, our setup is kind of far away from the actual location of the wireless. I have a gigantic cord that I could try to connect with an Ethernet cable, but when you have 50 feet worth of Ethernet, it's kind of a mess.
You get a booster for Wi-Fi.
That's probably the best bet is a booster for Wi-Fi. So we will.
Not a problem.
Yeah, we'll.
I want to be a table side guy. Well, you guys, I'm actually gonna put on a
Okay.
walkie, and then you guys can tell me what's going on.
Wow.
We're gonna get fancy.
We're gonna get fancy.
We're about
So,
to get fancy. We came prepared.
Well, we
This is
did.
our first
Except,
rodeo, Jack.
yeah.
We actually, I would say we're fairly grizzled veterans when it comes to the recording of games. Streaming, we're still figuring it out. We haven't done a lot of actual streams before,
Yeah.
but recordings we've done quite a few. All right, John, you're gonna be the walkie guy.
You got it.
You got headsets. You have to worry about.
And you're also running Secret Salvage, I assume?
I have the nice headsets coming out tomorrow, so we want to use these. These are fairly uncomfortable, but work better.
So here we are again. So that's John. I'm Jack. The game's still going. It looks like Dan's Knights slaughtered a few Fire Warriors.
I'll be able to get better intel in a second.
It's looking as if some Tau are being picked up and removed.
Yeah, but he still has the cold
nope,
star
they're
in the
not being
backfield.
removed. They are being
Oh, yeah,
deployed.
John's a Tau guy.
Yeah, he's got the cold star. Somehow the cold star is still alive in the backfield,
Uh-huh.
and that's got the quad fusion blaster on it. So that'll be able to. It's usually not enough to kill a knight straight out, but it's enough to give him a bad day so the broadside can finish him off. And I still see the broadside to the back left, so
Yeah,
with a rail between the two of them, they might be able to take one out.
Yeah. And so it looks like the crisis here. The crisis suits. They're coming down in the back, and they're going to give that that armiger a real bad time.
Do we know what they're kitted out with?
I can find out.
No, not exactly.
I can find
No. If you let me, so if our Facebook is totally, our Facebook is totally gone. So
Yes, I can.
Oh nope, there you are. There you are, Facebook.
All right, we're on the
Okay.
bottom of 2.
So if you're on Facebook, if you're trying to follow us on Facebook right now, we've been bouncing in and out. So I think what I'm going to do
It's
is
got the quad fusion, right?
I'm going to drop the Facebook link and post it over somewhere else, or maybe just try to keep it going here. I will end up posting the whole video on a different medium. I think I'll bounce over to Twitch or something to finish us off.
I kind of wish they had just made it so that either.
So I'm going to be typing while we go through here. If you are patient, I know this this keyboard is kind of loud, but such is the way.
Pretty much every lane from house or left. That seems to be killing them.
Yeah, I wouldn't go with that. I guess that's a majority, like I think Herbivore definitely helps, but like.
I do have a couple non-black lanes.
Right.
I'm just constantly in situations where it's like, Carador would be useful right now. I can technically cast it,
So-
but I don't have the light or green.
Thank you for your patience, all.
Let's see what I can do.
I went crazy one day before, shortly before.
If you have any questions, just let me know. I still press this to.
Do you remember how to get Brian?
Brian?
A week before they skyrocket.
Brian?
And I don't think I've ever timed
We
something.
require
that-
your assistance in the control.
There are 30 in the
To the
stack.
point where I played this like that week, and then like I came back, I played this once at TJ's, and then I came back the next week, and I was thinking about selling them all because I would pay like straight profit on every single one. I paid like $1.50 each, and like Tom put them on his buy list for like $5 each.
Best time I've ever had, I traded my Lily of the Dale. The week before they announced it, Masters said.
I was trying to get rid of my back to basics before all the Masters.
Is that the Castellan?
Nobody wanted it. Like, nobody wanted it.
The nice thing about Facebook, they get notifications. But once people start realizing, because you can post the link to the Twitch channel on Facebook.
Right. Well, that's what.
That's what I used to do. Yeah.
So
And then go to. Are you trying to start streaming right now?
Yeah.
Go to channel or channel. No, analytics. Sorry. Oh, there you go. Yes, you're not streaming yet though.
I'm not?
No, not yet. It's just a preview. You got to go to. Sorry, see. Sorry. You are streaming. Yeah,
there we
you're
go.
live. You're live.
Okay.
You want to keep it on this because then you can. No, you're advertising. Oh, you're not streaming. Hold on. Can't remember how I did this. Oh, you are streaming.
I am.
There's a video of us.
That was yesterday. That was the other day. That
Did we
was
put that? Oh, we didn't realize we streamed. Put that on.
yeah.
Hey, there we go. Right? Why are we?
It bounces through an
Why are
advertisement.
we advertising on our own video?
I don't know. I
Hold
No,
on.
I mean, is it technically the same? They're both just related? Okay.
That's boy. Oh, I know why. Because we were trying. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
here
we're
we
good.
go. So
Back.
I'm just gonna comment that model is so much better.
If you want to make it where you can see the chat. So what you want to
but
do?
I also need to get the live so people can the
See
link.
it.
So how do I do that?
So go to go to channel. We have to sit through that ad. Go to channel. This is what you want to link. Just leave that going in the background. Spam that on Facebook. Yep.
And there we go.
Hey.
Morale.
Yeah.
2d6 or 1d6?
1d6. It was 2d6 because we were in Zone Mortalis and we were taking the higher one.
We keep. Oh, that's
That's
what's
why.
throwing me off. Okay.
Yep. There you go.
Okay, I think we're good.
We're
I
good.
think we're back to.
Chat will be on there. So there's 2 people watching right now.
Alright,
So,
so-
when they ask questions, you'll see it pop up right there.
Okay, so here we go. Now, if you've followed us over from Facebook, we were trying to do Facebook Live. I feel like quite possibly Facebook was just too long. But here we are. I'm not sure if this is working. I really am not. But there are a couple of reasons that it could be struggling. One,
The Tau Fusion Blasters are not doing well.
Tau Fusion
Out of
Blasters. are
7, so 7 Fusion Blaster shots. How many wounds were taken total? 4 damage total from 7 Fusion Blaster hits.
Wow, I'd buy a lottery ticket at that point.
Yeah. So if you followed us over here from Facebook, we had some technical difficulties. It could have been the length of the video on Facebook. We were over an hour, and I know there have been problems with that before. So let's see. I'm just trying to follow everything as it goes. So I think that short videos on Facebook Live might be good. These longer ones might have to shift over to Twitch. All right, let's see if we can adjust a little bit so that we can all be seen. So the Tau are getting. The Tau are getting creamed a little bit here. Their dice rolling is not hot.
Yeah, because they're in turn 2, and I still see 2 knights on the board, even though they have a cold star.
Yeah. Well, 3 knights because there's the big knight and the 3 littles.
Oh, baby knights.
Yeah, there's 2 Helverins and a Warglaive, and that big knight is really, really close to those lines of Tau. So
that's nowhere the Tau wants you to be. Melee's not their favorite thing, even though they do get a second shooting phase when you attack. I don't think it's going to do anything to the big guy.
I don't think so either. And it looks as if I mean, they lost Longstrike already. Looks like they've lost, I think, one of the broadsides or a commander. And they are down to just a few crisis suits that dropped into the back. I think it might be time for me to update some victory point scores.
Yeah, because the plasma suits that dropped in the bag, so it looks like they're going to try to take out the mortar or the special weapon teams, but...
Yeah. Well, yeah, so what do we have? We have a bunch of... Let me... can you ask Brian, you have the walkie?
Absolutely, but he can't hear me, so I'll just step out and ask him.
Oh, I wonder... if they've updated, if there's an end of turn 2 to update scores yet.
Absolutely.
It's still 5-2 because at the end of this turn, and at the end of this.
Still 5-2.
Still 5-2.
Still 5-2.
All right, so trying to manage all this. So I appreciate everyone just sticking it out through our technical issues. If you're still here, if you're still watching. So this entire thing, I'll have to edit together with my editing software because I've stopped and started a couple times. But overall, we have some pretty amazing stuff going on. The Tau are, if they don't take out at least one of the big knights by the end of this turn, are going to be in some serious trouble.
I think they're already in trouble. I played Tau for many editions, and if you don't take out a knight per turn or a shadow sword or something, you get one chance. Otherwise, just the damage output of each knight, even the baby knights, it's not good.
Yeah, it doesn't. I don't think. So there are the Custodes. There's still at least 7 of the Custodes, and there's still 4 knights. In the over behind that copse of trees, there might be a couple Custodes left, but even so, maximum the Tau have taken out 3 models.
Wow. Yeah, the fusion blasters did what? I heard 4 wounds out of 7 shots.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the Custodes and Knights. I mean, that's a pretty tough combo. I mean, we're talking about a major hammer to any nail. But
yeah, though the Tau have the anti-armor with the plasma to be able to go through some of that armor.
They do.
But some days the dice just don't want you to.
Some days the dice are totally against you.
He's got 2 rail sides with missiles in the back left, and the new rail side's putting out 2 shots each.
Right.
That should take some loose off something.
Yeah, it definitely looks like we still have some Custodes over here. So, I mean, maybe he's taken out a model or 2.
7 minus 1. Oh, that's 2.
I might. My wife sent me a message saying the mouse clicking is actually extra loud.
Oh.
So I might need to find myself a mouse that has a less loud clickage.
We can get one of the wireless ones and just put it under the table.
Oh, I could build a little underneath the table shelf or something.
Well, no, it has no physical. It doesn't have a cable. You don't have to put it on anything.
Oh.
It's like a weird Minority Report mouse.
Oh, weird.
You just kind of grip it and then you can click and move it around. You kind of feel like Tony Stark when you have it.
5 wounds left on the big boy knight. The Fire Warriors are letting him up.
Wait, so how many wounds do the Fire Warriors do? Because now I'm intrigued.
Raffle.
Oh, geez. A prize giveaway?
Yeah.
Yeah, we do need to do a prize giveaway. So I am going to we're going to transition you into a really wide, cool shot. We're going to step away for a quick hot minute, and we're going to do a prize.
So they've done like 16. Just the
Prize.
Fire
We're going to go do some
In
prize
Overwatch,
giveaway-ish.
Fire Warriors shooting. Go Fire Warriors. They are plucky.
I need to use this. I just watch that sound. Yeah. It's better with the headset. The headset's way better because you can hear my Fire Warriors. They're like the Bud Light. You're terrible. Why do you get the job? I'll use one. It's 2d6 inches. Might as well.
Last command point?
Yeah, he blows up on a 4-up.
Yes, I pre-ordered. Jack, did I? Oh, no, fine. Yeah, you won't, Matt. Orange here.
If you can look through there and see, Hey Dan, did you want to take a look through there?
The old grind system. That was the B in the grind. That was the B in the grind system. No. I was trying to remember the other day when we were driving. You came up with that with the cape. I can't remember. I was driving with you. That's the preference. Last year was good. Yeah, those are the days. Well, no, it's lost. I use it for change
Any Friday night announcements? Wrath and Rapture next week, 40k, demons, fun stuff. Also the Noise Marine comes out next week, super cool, awesome Noise Marine, which is like an old school model that's been updated, looks super cool. We have Ultimate Masters. Tomorrow is a
Commander event for the
Royal. I don't know what that is, but that sounds dangerous. So Foil Manifold. We have games. We have all kinds of stuff we're expanding. I'm sure you can see if you need anything, let us know. Right. Let's just get right down to it.
You want to play on the stream too?
Oh yeah, so we're gonna do the stream isn't just for 40k.
Yeah,
So like board games, Magic. I'll probably be doing streams of like silly hobby stuff. So let us know whatever you.
It kind of be fun to do a stream of Project Humanity though, right?
That's 409 06 5 4. Oh, hey!
Alright, what we got?
Alright. We're going to use my last command point to blow up on a 4 up.
Alright, back to the stream, man. We're gonna get back on those cameras.
I'm using my last command point to blow up on a 4 up. Right.
On a 4 up? Oh, he finally destroyed you?
Yeah.
All the ones that were
Oh, wow. Nothing. So, they're on objective 3 though, that's good.
Alright.
So, go it.
I'll wait till it's Ryan does.
Okay, here we go. So some big news. Big news. Dan, the Big Knight, has blown up. We're back. The Big Knight has blown up, and Dan is trying to blow it up big. Oh, blows up big. Here we go.
Range is 2d6 inches.
2d6, big blow up with the Knight.
9.
9 inches worth of blow up damage.
Now, do they all take it?
So Dan may have just inadvertently blown up some of his own stuff as well, but he's going to take a huge chunk out of those Fire Warriors, that's for sure. So the Big Knight finally goes down, and that might be Dan. Is that the first casualty? So the Big Knight is the first casualty the Tau have.
Hey, we're back.
Yeah. So this is the first casualty.
Who
Is
died?
the Big Knight.
Big boy.
And he blew it up.
That's his first actual model removed, I think.
Yeah. So
Sorry, Jared.
for the Imperial forces. So the Big Knight is blowing big, 9 inches, doing some damage.
Mental note, by the way, these walkies without proper headsets are not very comfortable.
Okay.
But we'll have the real headsets next week.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah. Also about next week, I think we're gonna do like a Santa Claus, the hunt for Santa Claus.
The hunt for Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Blue, green and red everywhere on the board.
Well, Rhett has an actual Santa Claus model.
Oh.
So I'm gonna hopefully ask him. Hopefully, we can get it painted, and then some players will be trying to save Santa Claus and thus save Christmas.
Well,
other players will be trying to kill Santa Claus.
Oh, jeez. Why would anyone do that? This sounds like a fun battle.
I think it'll be a good time.
So,
Yeah.
does Santa have any reindeer? that
Yeah,
can,
we're just brainstorming because
Okay.
I think there's a lot we can do with this. It'll all be pretty hilarious.
I mean, I do have a Sisters of the Thorn box, but
Well, I think I'll have to bring my snow table because I have a whole
Oh,
snow set.
right.
We'll
Yeah,
pull up
yeah.
to play with the snow, and then
Yep.
Brian's got his whole Blizzard army he's been working on. So, all right, so let's tell me about this game. You've been watching it. It doesn't.
Okay,
This doesn't.
so-
This doesn't look good.
Okay, so
handfuls of Tau.
So the Tau haven't. This is the first model the Tau have taken out. There have not the Tau. Jared hasn't been rolling very well.
Yeah, damage. Sounds like the damage has not been going his way.
No.
The saves have been going against him.
Right. So now the Imperial player got first turn, and they pushed forward heavy fast. They grabbed the first.
Oh, it blew up. That's what killed those guys.
Yeah. So now the Tau all the Fire Warriors just pounded and pounded and pounded on that Knight, knocked it down to 1. The broadsides have done nothing. But
Really?
But the Tau lost Long Strike at the beginning of turn 2.
What killed Longstrike?
Just massed firepower from everyone.
Yeah.
And then the Warglaive charged in and cut down a suit. But now that they finally did some damage and blew up that Knight, but in doing so, literally cooked half of those Tau. So there were 3 units of 12 Tau. As I look
Called it.
Called it.
Blew up and just
come on in.
nuked his entire.
Okay.
His
So
entire.
it looks like
Who wants to come talk first? Who wants to do
it looks like the
Xenos or Xenos is coming in.
It looks like the game has been
Buy some
called.
new dice, apparently.
Jared, so here comes
Go to the
Jared.
middle seat. Go to the middle seat.
Tau
We're
Jared.
gonna get the post-mortem here.
Okay, so here's Jared. Jared, you finally did some damage, and you ended up doing more damage to yourself than to them.
Yes, I need more dice. I need new dice.
New dice. Okay.
Except for the fire. Or I'm just going to field
I'll be right back.
nothing but fire warriors.
Okay.
Because they're the only things that roll remotely average.
Okay, so your fire warriors were the ones that took most of the damage off that night.
All but one wound.
Yeah. Who took out the final wound?
Oh, the fire warriors.
Oh, they did. Okay.
Yeah, they did all the damage. Yeah.
Okay.
Turn 1, I think a broadside might have rolled a 1 on his d6 for damage. Rerolled it with a command point, which he followed up with a beautiful another 1.
Okay.
And then everything else was the fire warriors.
Okay. Yeah, that's great. That's and then it blew up, and it took how many fire warriors did you lose in that explosion?
17.
Oh gosh.
And 2 broadsides, a Dark Strider, Fireblade Cadre, 4 Pathfinders, and a drone. Sorry, 3 drones.
That's what you lost in that explosion.
Just in the explosion. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And that's when you were like,
That's
brutal.
Yeah.
That was a brutal game.
The lowest he rolled on his explosion, his d6 mortal wounds, was a 5.
Okay.
Across 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 units.
Yeah. So
it's pretty rough.
Yeah, and there's just no overcoming that. I mean, honestly, right? Like,
no, well, if I had rolled remotely average on my broadsides turn 1,
right,
he would have even
I just
made
got you. I just got you an early Christmas gift.
Oh, there we go.
Brian just brought in some dice, new dice.
That was yeah.
That's a brutal game.
Pretty rough.
So
That's a nice
even
dice,
you, I mean, you what you have
Your
left.
tactics are sound.
Yeah.
The dice betrayed you.
Yeah, my dice are betrayed.
Well, what you have left in models, like minus the fire warriors, you have a handful of what
I've got
4 suits left.
I've got some stuff hiding behind the trees there. I've got 2 commanders, a unit of 3 crisis suits, some drones.
But that's just not enough to be able to. Did you get that chair from the hallway? Because that's the broken chair.
Oh, that's why it's broken.
So yeah, so it's just not enough to be able to really.
I mean, I could have just putzed around and tried to get control points, but I can't kill anything anymore at this point.
Right.
So,
Yeah. That's tough.
Yeah, and I fired what? Let's see, 4, 8, 11 plus Overwatch. 15 fusion blasters.
You want to play in the Santa Claus game?
Yeah. So that's just a bad night. Just a bad night. So I'm not gonna let you wallow in it anymore. I'm sorry. It was a. I will say it was a visual spectacle to watch because of the orange on this board and on this video just catches the eye. It's beautiful to look at.
I appreciate it.
Unfortunate that the battle went this way, but thank you
the
so
real
much.
gun broadsides are being retired.
Yeah, done.
Do you want to join us for the Santa Claus game next week? There's a Christmas themed 40k game. We're gonna try to save Santa.
So
I can try.
Yeah, Jared had the first day he came in here said he would probably never see me for months and months and months, but he's been here every week.
Because he's the man.
So,
I've been putting the guilt down on the wife pretty heavy.
This is one night a week.
It's only a few hours. Night a week. It's the only, it's the only night I
We didn't get to hang out with this guy for years. He was in Florida, and he came back from the land of
6 years
Florida.
I barely survived.
That's like the Agoji. That's like the Spartan Agoji.
Yeah.
You go down there and come back a different man.
Yeah, good old Florida.
That's true.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for coming and
Very
being
much.
a part of the stream.
Absolutely.
And hopefully we see you next week.
Imperial.
I hope so.
Thank you so much, Jared.
Thank you. Those dice can't be much, right?
But they can't.
No, you got more. To you guys.
All right, so here comes Dan. We all know Dan. Hey, Dan, and unless you're gonna have to, let's see if we can shift this. I can be on the edge, and here we go. All right, so it looked to me like you had a pretty solid tactic of move forward quickly and get right in their face.
Yes.
And you weathered the first turn of fire. You didn't pick a model up, so you weathered the first turn very well. The end of turn 2, game over.
Right. Yep.
So, was that your plan to just get right up in there quick, or was that just a byproduct of getting those objectives?
Yeah, because if we sit back and shoot against fire warriors, even with durable stuff, and your shooting's all short range anyway, so he just needs to get up in their face.
The setup and everything went exactly the way that he would have wanted it to be. He got to put down first. Or we had to put down first, but he got to go first, so he could position in response to us.
But
that being said, he made it so we could hug him completely.
Okay.
So he had a lot of power in his hands to dictate the way the game was going to go, but it was all about betting that he was going to shoot us off the board. No concern for keeping objectives. So even if the game did keep going, he wasn't going to be able to hold objectives long term.
And I think the fact, I popped the rotate iron shields, and I think the fact that the Preceptor just tanked everything the first turn and didn't die.
Yeah.
That was huge.
Yeah, so Long Strike is a pretty durable character to take out, but you were able to take him out beginning of turn 2.
Yes.
Because Long Strike has the potential to really reach out and do some major damage.
Right.
But
Most of that damage came from the Helverin, though, not even because it's, auto cannons with damage 3.
Yeah.
And a lot of shots, so.
Right.
Was able to knock him down pretty fast.
Okay. And, and you turn, in the first turn, you did your best to get yourself on all those objectives.
Yeah.
You're jumping out to 5, and then even if turn 2 had ended where it was, you
had good shape.
Yeah, you had 2 objectives plus the extras, right?
Active objectives, so 2 points, and then one other one, so 3. And then he would have taken 3 from the edges, but he wouldn't have been able to hold those into the next turn.
Right.
Right.
So you're looking at we would have ended turn 2 8 to 5 with really the numbers at this point totally on the Imperial side.
He did have some bad rolling, and then the explosion was ridiculous.
Yeah, you spent a command point to re-roll that.
No. So the command point makes me explode on a 4.
Oh, okay. The command point makes you explode on a 4.
Yep.
You got the command point, and then you proceeded to eviscerate every unit around you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everything.
Yeah.
Even my we rolled for it even after he conceded.
Yeah.
And even the shield captain, even with a 5-up feel no pain, would have had 1 wound left.
Oh wow.
After.
Okay.
And two of my Terminators would have been gone.
Yeah.
The Helverin was gone. Just cleared that whole
he cratered, basically.
Yeah, cratered. Yeah. So, and we can see on the stream here, I could actually shift over totally to the booth here. And we can see our pretty faces.
Ooh, fancy.
A little
the
bit
future
more.
Is now.
I don't know about that. Our Facebook video got all screwy after the first hour.
It happens.
So here we go. And so we so it was a pretty one-sided fight tonight. Or two-sided versus one because of the two of you. But you really, when you sat down and looked at it before any of the dice were rolled, the deployment, my comment was, do the Imperials, even though they're really tanky, have the numbers to really make this work with because if at any point where there's a Fire Warriors near an objective, he outnumbers you, so he takes objectives
automatically.
But in this instance, it didn't even come to that because you were able to do so much damage so quickly.
Right.
Because once you knocked away most of the drones, there really wasn't anything protecting the core units.
Yeah.
When he chose deployment, I thought, because we were looking at the deployment options, I thought he was going to go the long way and make us
come a little further,
walk the whole length. And when he didn't, and even after he picked, he's like, actually, wait. And he looked at him again and still went back to the other one. And I was like, are we going to... It all matters if we can make that first, 16 inches. After that, we were in control.
Yeah.
But he was right up to the line, so he was close enough for us to get in there fairly quickly.
Sorry.
So,
product placement.
Well, thank you so much for coming in. Oh, product placement. Brian brought the undead.
We have the Champions of Death.
Champions of Death.
I really like the.
Check out the ball and the icon.
Mummies.
Check out the cool team icon.
Ooh, Champions of Death.
Ooh,
look at the mummy.
Where's this message brought to you by? The Bolter Hole?
This message brought to you by Snacky S'mores.
Yeah, I mean, I'm totally Noah's Arcading it with my Bolter Hole logo right on
like
the
a
bottom.
Pepsi.
Well, you're wearing a Bolter Hole shirt. This guy's
Bolter Hole shirt.
Bolter Holing it.
You can
available at The bolter
Are
hole.
we gonna do a beef barn cross thing going on?
We're not going to do a beef barn cross promotion. Go to the beef barn if you want. It's delicious. Anyway,
There's the promotion.
we are.
They can tell us if you guys love miniatures, go to the bolter hole while people are eating their
You're
roast beef.
So we're going to call it a night. Thank you for tuning in. If you've followed me for this long and bounced from Facebook to Twitch with me, I appreciate it. You're a champ. The whole video will get uploaded to YouTube and to Facebook and to Twitch. Thanks again. Thank you both for participating and being a part of the stream. And thanks for coming down tonight to the bolter hole. And I appreciate it.
I feel like you need a song that says that in it. Thanks for coming down to the bolter hole.
Yeah. Well, hey, we're going to be signing off.
James Taylor could sing it.
James Taylor. All right. Take it easy, y'all.
Yep.